right, this is the Tuesday homework check for the 4th grade that's on quarter 3. And right now we have to take this big number and write it in each of these two forms. So in word form, we're just going to read it slowly. We see 1, then the comma stands for million. And when we write a word that stands for a comma, we actually put the comma in there also. Now we read thousands, period. 780 hyphen 4. And this comma stands for thousand. And we have to put in a comma next to a word that stands for a comma. Oh, look, we don't either. Look, it's zeros the rest of the time. So we're just going to leave that out. And this is how we would say the whole thing. 1,784,000. Then we're done. Now expanded form. All right, let's clear this off a little bit. All right, the 1 is worth 1,000,000 plus the 7 is worth 700,000. The 8 is worth 80,000. And finally, the 4 is worth 4,000. All right, find the sum. 8 plus 9, I think of 8 plus 8 is 16 plus 1 is 17. I give the 1 to the 9 and I've got 10 plus 4, that's 14. I give the 1 to the 8 and I've got 9 plus 9, that's 18. I give the 3 to the 1 and that's 4 plus 4. And 2 and 5 is 7. 78,847. Now we're working on using partial product for our multiplication. And I broke down the 58 into 50 into 8. You guys see that? So I'm going to get this out of the way now. So let's do the first problem. We drop down that 0. Pretend like it's not even there for the rest of the problem. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 4 is 20 plus 2 is 22. 5 times 8 is 40 plus 2 is 42. So there's our first partial product. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 4 is 32 plus 4 is 36. 8 times 8 is 64 plus 3 is 67. Now we take these partial products and add them up. So 42,250 plus 6,760. 0 and 0 is 0. 5 and 6 is 11. 7 and 3 is 10. 6 and 3 is 9. And bring down the 4. I'm going to circle my final answer, 49,010. Andrea is having a snowball fight. She made 6 piles of snowballs with 36 in each pile. How many more piles of snowballs, and remember, not snowballs, but piles, will she need to have 360 snowballs total? So a pile is 36. So what we're going to do, we're going to take 360, divide that by 36, which is pretty cool. 36 into 36 will go one time. And then 36 into 0, 0 times. So we need 10 piles. She's already made 6 piles. See right here? So 10 minus 6. She needs 4 more piles. Okay? Find the factors of 21. Factors. Factor times factor equals product, you know. So we're going to think of all the multiplication facts we can that it will equal 21. And we always start with 1. 1 times 21 is 21. There's not a 2 times something because it's an odd number, but there is a 3 times something. 3 times 7 is 21. And there's not a 4 times something, a 5 times something, or a 6 times something. So now what we do, we're going to list these. We're going to list, I'm going to do 21 as a 1 and a 3. And now let's go to the other side. A 7 and finally a 21. So there they are, the factors of 21 in order from the least to the greatest. Find an equivalent fraction. Right, we've been talking about how as long as we multiply the same number by the numerator and the denominator, we get an equivalent fraction. So we started with times 2. So if we double 2 is 4, double 3 is 6. However, if you've got two even numbers like we do on 4/8 over here, we can also see if we can halve them, and it'll still be an equivalent fraction. So half of 4 is 2, and half of 8 is 4. So 4/8 is also equivalent to 2/4. All right, here we go. We always start in our addition and subtraction of mixed numbers. We start with the fractions first. So 3/4 plus 2/4, that would give us 5/4. 2 wholes and 3 wholes is 5 wholes, but we can't leave it like this. This is improper. This is bigger than the denominator. A whole would be 4/4, right? So we're going to pull out another whole. So we don't have 5 wholes anymore. We have 6. And if I have just pulled 4/4 from the 5/4, that leaves 1/4 left over. And that's our final answer. All right, now things can get interesting when you're subtracting. You may need to borrow because look, 1/3 minus 2/3, well, we can't do that. So we're going to borrow from the whole. That leaves 0 wholes over here, but we're going to chop it up into thirds. That'd be 3/3, but I have to add it to what I already had. So that would give us 4/3. Now we can subtract. 4/3 minus 2/3 equals 2/3, and 0 minus 0, 0. So final answer is 2/3. Right, what multiplication problem is being modeled? Well, how many of these do you see? You see 3. So it's 3 times something, and each of these shows a half. So 3 times a half. Now if we actually solve it, we put 3 over 1, multiply across. 3 times 1 is 3. 1 times 2 is 2. We've got 3 halves, and that's exactly what you see. 3 halves. But if I could move these around, I would have and pull out 2 halves equals 1 whole with 1 half left over. So 1 1/2 is our final answer. Write 4 times 3/4 as a repeated addition problem. So what we're going to do, we're not going to draw a picture. We're just going to write 3/4. How many times? 4 times. 3/4 has to be addition. So I'm putting my addition signs. Plus 3/4 plus 3/4. Got to do it one more time. Plus 3/4. And there we have it. Now let's see what the answer would be. 3, 6, 9, 12, 12/4. Now remember, I told you that this line right here actually means divided by. So let's rewrite this as a division problem. 12 divided by 4 equals blank. Hey, we're used to reading these backwards as a multiplication fact. So something times 4 equals 12, and that would be 3. So 12/4 is the same as 3 wholes. And this was your repeated addition problem. And that's it for today.